Everyone in Hollywood knows John Wayne, the Duke, America's cowboy. He played tough guys in over 200 films, never lost. But what is real toughness? In 1976, when he met Joe Frazier, he learned. When he said movie fighting is real fighting, the conversation that followed left John Wayne speechless 3 minutes later. Because, for the first time, he understood the difference between performed courage and authentic courage. Los Angeles, California, March 1976. Warner Brothers Studios, Burbank, on a large film set. They're shooting a Western, The Shootist, one of John Wayne's final Westerns. At 68 years old, near the end of his career, he's still America's most iconic tough guy, the Duke, cowboy legend. He's acted in over 200 films, always the same character, strong, brave, undefeated man. The set is massive. Western town replica, saloon doors, dusty streets, horse stables. A detailed production recreating 1800s America. Crew of 150, hundreds of extras, cameras, lighting, sound equipment everywhere. Hollywood magic-making machine. John Wayne is getting ready in his trailer, sitting in the makeup chair, putting on his cowboy costume, brown leather vest, boots, hat, gun holster, the same look for 50 years, America's cowboy uniform. He looks at himself in the mirror. He's aged, but still imposing. 6 feet 4 inches, 260 pounds, his presence fills the room. A knock on the trailer door. His assistant enters. "Mr. Wayne, Joe Frazier is here. He wants to meet you." John Wayne pauses. Joe Frazier, heavyweight champion. Smokin' Joe. Had an epic fight with Ali in Manila. Real fighter, dangerous man. But Wayne doesn't show concern. The Duke character never shows fear. "Send him in." Joe Frazier enters the trailer. 32 years old, 205 pounds, compact but powerful. Simple clothes, respectful demeanor. No entourage, no attitude. Just calm presence. Heavyweight champion visiting movie star. "Mr. Wayne, honor to meet you." Joe extends his hand. Wayne stands, shakes firmly. "Pleasure, champ. Heard about your fights. Tough battles." "Thank you, sir. Been watching your movies since I was a kid. You taught me about being tough." Wayne smiles. This he likes. Movies as education, his screen persona inspiring real toughness. "That's the idea, son. Movies teach values, courage, standing up for what's right, never backing down." Joe nods respectfully. "Yes, sir. Question, though. How much does movie fighting translate to real fighting?" Wayne leans back. "Interesting question." "Well, techniques are techniques. Fighting is fighting. If you can do it on screen, you can do it in life." This is the moment. Wayne's belief revealed. Movie experience equals real experience. Performed toughness equals authentic toughness. Joe is careful, respectful. Wayne is an icon, legend, deserves courtesy. But the question is important. "Mr. Wayne, may I share something with you?" "Of course. I've been in real fights, life or death. Street fights as a kid, boxing ring as a man, and I've studied your movies. Great entertainment, inspiring stories. But movie fighting is different than real fighting." Wayne's expression changes slightly, a challenge to his worldview. "How so?" Joe sits down, speaks quietly, not lecturing, sharing. "In movies, you know what's coming. The script tells you when to duck, when to punch, when to win, choreographed. In real fighting, you don't know anything. It's chaos." Wayne is listening but defensive. "I've done my own stunts, real punches, real falls." "Yes, sir, and that takes courage. But stunt fighting is different than survival fighting." "Explain." Joe thinks about how to say this without disrespecting the legend. "Mr. Wayne, in your movies, you're always the hero. always win, always make the right choices. But in real fighting, you might lose. You might get hurt bad. You might make the wrong choice under pressure. Wayne is quiet. He's never thought about this angle. Joe continues, movie fighting is performance. Real fighting is survival. Different purposes, different realities. But the principles are the same. Courage, determination, never give up. Absolutely. Those are real. But the application is different. Movie courage is knowing you'll be okay at the end of the day. Real courage is not knowing if you'll survive. Wayne studies Joe, seeing something he hadn't considered. You think my movie experience doesn't translate to the real world? Joe is careful again. Your movies inspire real courage in other people. That's valuable. But performing courage is different than living courage. Show me what you mean. Joe hesitates. I don't want to disrespect you, Mr. Wayne. You won't. I want to understand. Joe stands. In movies, when someone threatens you, you have time to think, to prepare a response. The script gives you the perfect comeback, perfect move. Wayne nods. In real life, the threat comes instantly. No time to think. Your body has to react automatically, from training, from instinct. Joe demonstrates quickly. Lightning-fast movement, defensive position. Back to normal stance immediately. That's reflex, trained response. Can't be acting, has to be automatic. Wayne is impressed despite himself. The speed was real, not performed. And movie fighting, Joe continues, is designed to look good for the camera. Real fighting is designed to end the threat quickly, efficiently. Ugly fighting. Yes, sir, ugly but effective. Movie fighting is beautiful but impractical. Wayne is thinking, challenging everything he believed about his own toughness. So, you're saying my movie experience doesn't make me tough? Joe is careful with his answer. This is delicate. Mr. Wayne, you are tough, but a different kind of tough. You've performed toughness so well for so long that it became part of you. That's psychological toughness, real strength. But not physical fighting toughness. Physical fighting is a specific skill, like acting is a specific skill. Being a great actor doesn't automatically make you a great fighter. Being a great fighter doesn't automatically make you a great actor. Wayne is quiet for a long moment, processing. Tell me about real fighting toughness. Joe sits back down. Educational mode now. Real fighting toughness is about accepting you might lose, accepting you might get hurt, but fighting anyway because it's necessary. Sounds like my movies. Yes, sir, but with a difference. In movies, you know the hero wins eventually. In real fighting, no guarantees. You fight not knowing the outcome. Wayne understands now. That does require a different kind of courage. And real fighting toughness is about ending conflict fast, not prolonging it for drama, not proving a point, just surviving and protecting others. My characters always protect others. Exactly. That part is authentic. Your protective instinct is real. But the method might be different in reality. Wayne stands, walks around the trailer, thinking, Joe, are you saying I've been living a lie? No, sir, absolutely not. You've been living an inspiration. Your movies teach real values, courage, justice, protection of the innocent. That's authentic. But if someone actually challenged me, you'd handle it different than in the movies. And that's okay. Real situations require real responses. Wayne turns back to Joe. Show me what you mean. Sir? Show me a real fighting response versus a movie fighting response. Joe hesitates. I don't want to. I'm asking as someone who wants to learn. Joe nods, stands up. Okay, If someone threatened you in a movie, what would you do? Wayne goes into character. Classic Duke stance. Hand near his imaginary gun. Confident posture. I'd face them down, look them in the eye, draw faster than they could. Perfect movie response. Dramatic, heroic, visual. But real life? Real life. You'd assess the threat level first. Multiple attackers, weapons, escape routes. The goal is survival, not heroism. Wayne listens intently. If talking could diffuse the situation, you'd talk. If running could save lives, you'd run. If fighting is the only option, you'd fight to end it immediately. Running. Strategic withdrawal. Live to protect your family another day. Sometimes the wisest choice. Wayne struggles with this concept. The Duke character never runs. That goes against everything my movies teach. Your movies teach standing up for what's right. Sometimes that means tactical retreat to fight another day. Wayne thinks deeply. A lifetime of beliefs being examined. Joe, you're telling me my understanding of toughness is incomplete. I'm saying you understand performed toughness perfectly, and that has value. But authentic toughness is a different skill set. Wayne sits back down, humble now. Teach me about authentic toughness. Joe is surprised by the directness. Really? Really? I've spent 50 years playing tough. Maybe it's time to understand what tough actually means. Joe respects this humility, a legend willing to learn. Authentic toughness starts with honesty, knowing your real capabilities, not your performed capabilities. Okay. Second, authentic toughness is preparation. Real training, real skills, real readiness for real situations. Wayne nods. Third, authentic toughness is restraint, knowing when not to fight. Real power is controlled power. Like my character Ethan Edwards, controlled anger. Exactly, but more so. Real control means walking away if that protects people better. Wayne struggles. My characters never walk away, because movie conflict requires resolution. Real conflict, sometimes the best resolution is avoidance. That sounds like cowardice. Opposite. Takes more courage to walk away from a fight you could win than to fight a battle you don't need. Wayne is quiet. Revolutionary thinking for him. Fourth, Joe continues, authentic toughness is accepting help. Real tough guys have teams, partners, backup. The lone wolf isn't real? The lone wolf gets killed. Real survival requires community, support, shared responsibility. Wayne thinks about his movies. Always the lone hero solving everything. Joe, you're changing how I see everything. I'm not changing it. I'm adding to it. Your movie toughness inspires real toughness in others. That's a valuable gift. But incomplete? Just different purpose. Entertainment versus survival. Both important, but different. Wayne stands, paces again. So if I faced a real threat today, you'd handle it like a smart man, not a movie hero, and you'd be more effective because of it. How? You'd use your intelligence, your experience, your maturity. Real strengths versus performed strengths. Wayne stops pacing. Show me a practical example, Joe thinks. Okay, bar fight scenario, movie version. Wayne grins, goes into character. I'd walk over calm and steady, face the troublemaker, give him a chance to back down. If he doesn't, I'd handle him with my fists. Classic Duke. Now real version, Joe demonstrates. I'd assess the situation from a distance. How many people involved? Who's really at fault? Any weapons? Any innocents in danger? Wayne watches carefully. If it's just a drunk talking loud, I'd ignore it. If someone's being hurt, I'd call for help first, then intervene only if necessary. Call for help? Police, security, other people. Real tough guys get back up. Wayne realizes, in movies, calling for help would seem weak. In reality, going it alone when help is available is stupid. Wayne laughs. That's harsh, but fair. And if a fight is unavoidable, the goal is to end it quickly and safely. Not prove anything, just stop the threat. No dramatic speeches. No dramatic anything. Just efficiency. Wayne sits back down. His mind changed. Joe, you've taught me something profound. What's that? I've been confusing performance with preparation, entertainment with education. Joe nods. Both have value. Your performances entertain and inspire, but preparation and education save lives. And I need both. We all do. Your movie toughness helps people believe in themselves. Real toughness helps them protect themselves. Wayne extends his hand. Thank you for the lesson. Joe shakes it. Thank you for being open to learning. Can I ask a favor? Sure. Visit my set sometime. Show the stunt coordinators real fighting versus movie fighting. Make our action scenes more authentic. Joe is surprised. You'd want that? I want my movies to inspire real toughness, not just performed toughness. 6 months later. Joe visits the Shootist set regularly, consults on fight scenes, makes them more realistic, less choreographed. Wayne incorporates authentic elements into his performance. Movie critics notice the difference. Wayne's fighting seems more real, less stylized. They don't know why, but the action feels more authentic. Wayne starts talking differently in interviews, less about heroism, more about responsibility, less about fighting, more about protecting. A journalist asks, Mr. Wayne, what makes a man tough? Wayne's answer surprises everyone. Knowing when not to fight. Real toughness is controlled power, not displayed power. The reporter is confused. That doesn't sound like your usual philosophy. Maybe I learned something new. Years later, after Wayne passes away, Joe speaks at the memorial service. John Wayne taught America about performed courage. That was his gift, but he was humble enough to learn about authentic courage. That was his wisdom. Joe continues, the Duke character was entertainment. John Wayne, the man, was education. He showed that real legends never stop learning. Wayne's family thanks Joe afterward. He talked about you often, said you taught him the difference between being tough and looking tough. Joe's response, he taught me the difference between inspiring people and preparing people. Both are necessary. The modern impact continues. Wayne's later films are more realistic, less stylized. His example of learning from experts influences other actors. Today, when actors prepare for tough guy roles, they seek real training, not just performed training. Wayne's humility set that standard. The story spreads through Hollywood, a legend willing to learn from a real expert, performance enhanced by authenticity. The lesson is clear. Performed courage can inspire authentic courage, but they're different skills requiring different preparation. Wayne came to that trailer as a movie tough guy. He left understanding real toughness. 3 minutes of education from a real fighter changed a lifetime of assumptions. A true story of how entertainment met reality. How performance learned from authenticity. How a movie legend discovered that real toughness is different from performed toughness, but both have value when properly understood. Hollywood tough guy meeting authentic tough guy, learning from each other. Wayne's performances inspiring courage, Joe's reality teaching preparation. 3 minutes that proved you're never too experienced, too famous, or too successful to learn something new. John Wayne, America's cowboy, humble enough to be educated by America's real fighter. Performance and authenticity, entertainment and education, movie toughness and real toughness, all valuable, all necessary, all different. Wayne's legacy enhanced by his willingness to learn. Joe's teaching honored by being received with humility. Two kinds of American toughness. Movie hero and actual hero. Both needed, both respected, both learning from each other. That's the real lesson. Tough isn't about never learning. Tough is about always growing.